Hey guys, today I'll be making a review on the G&G G96. This is an updated review since this is my second time owning this gun. I feel like I can give you a lot more insight on this, and you'll have a lot more questions answered in this video than in my older review. Alright, so this is the G96 itself. The first thing you'll notice about this gun is this stock on it. Usually the gas rifles, they'll have like a M700 police stock. The G96 comes with an ICS 1.0 stock. The number 1.0 is referencing the real steel stocks. The Accuracy International makes the ICS stock 1.0, 1.5, and 2.0. This is the 1.0 because it's the most basic form. The 1.5 has the adjustable cheek rest, and the 2.0 has the adjustable cheek rest and the foldable stock for storage. The 2.0 is sort of like the stock you would find in the Ares AW338. But basically this one has the 1.0 stock, and it's actually very nice. The finish on the outside of the stock is a matte color, and it has some it's nice coarse texture. It's not the most comfortable stocks, I have to admit. It's kind of bulky, but that's to be expected of an ICS stock. Yeah. So in the front of the stock you'll find that there are sling mounts. This sling mount is ambidextrous, meaning it is on both sides. As you can see, there's a sling mount here and a sling mount back there. The one back there is also ambidextrous. So there are sling mounts on either side of the gun if you choose to run a sling on this. At the back of the stock, like most other ICS stocks, you will find that there is an adjustable length of pull, and by length of pull I mean there are spacers to space apart the butt pad from where you shoulder the gun. Right now I have it on the medium spacer. I'm pretty sure there are 3 spacers that come with this, and I removed one of the smaller spacers. Up here in the middle of the gun is one of the more unique features of the ICS stocks, is the pistol grip type holding area where the trigger guard is integrated and then do a pistol grip with a thumb hole. This is a very good style of ergonomic stock for if you're shooting like laying down or something. It's also good for stand-up shooting. I'm not too much of a fan of it. It can get a little bit uncomfortable. The comfort of the stock on this gun will not beat the comfort that you'll find on the regular M700 stocks, but I like the looks of the stock, so the looks probably make up for the ergonomics of this gun, whereas ergonomics of the M700 stocks are much better. Now I want to focus on something that the G&G G96 shines in terms of being compared to other gas M700 or Tanaka compatible rifles, such as the KJW with the Bell M700 and the Tanaka M700 series, is the G&G in this area that I'm zoomed in on has all of those G&G upgraded internal parts, is where those parts are concentrated in the gun. Since G&G does make upgrade parts for the Tanaka series, they have included all of their upgrade parts in this particular rifle, which makes it such a good deal in my opinion if you want to start out with a base gun. Yeah. So in getting to the bolt, which I will show you in a second, you have to press a little lever underneath the trigger guard right in front of the trigger. And on the G&G G96s, this little lever sticks up and stays there due to some minor discrepancies between like the measurements that they probably did in the factory. It's a little tight. You could fix that problem by filing it down, but it doesn't really bother me. The only thing this problem will do is make it so that the bolt will not lock in, but you can take a flathead and move it down manually, or it will just move back by itself over time. And this is the bolt. This is G&G's famous power bolt, and their steel bolt handle as well. Keep in mind, they do sell the steel bolt handle and the power bolt separately, which I think is kind of a bad idea, because the steel bolt handle and the power bolt are compatible with each other, but the regular bolt handle is not very compatible with the power bolt itself, and the steel bolt handle is not very compatible with the regular bolt that comes on KJW and Tanaka M700s. So therefore you will have problems if you decide to go with a power bolt without buying the steel bolt handle, or if you decide to upgrade your bolt handle to the steel bolt handle without buying the power bolt. So you will encounter problems in that area. On the bolt you will find this rubber gas socket. So it's in the upgrade pack that G&G sells, the rubber upgrade pack that comes with the hop-up parts and this little gas socket. This is an upgraded part, and it is supposed to improve the consistency and the gas tightness between the top of the magazine and the bolt. Another thing you'll find on this is that it has a short nozzle. So for those of you who have the KJW M700s or the Bell M700s that come with a VSR style hop-up system, you will have to switch out the nozzles, and what's even harder is that these nozzles are part of the actual bolt head, so you'll have to drill it out in order to replace the nozzle with the longer one. I actually have a 2-Roy VSR conversion kit coming in, and I will be drilling out this nozzle to replace with a longer nozzle, and I will be making a video on that, so hopefully it'll show you guys how to do that. So yeah, moving on to the back of the bolt, within this area is the striker spring, and this is also the cocking piece right here. See, on normal bolts, the cocking piece is pot metal, aluminum alloy crap. So when you, every time you cock, the bolt handle rubs up against the cocking piece right here. And over time, the cocking piece, this little nub that protrudes into the bolt handle, the cocking piece will wear down, especially if you have a strong striker spring. So then eventually you won't be able to cock your striker spring back, which in turn allows your valve knocker to release, since your cocking piece will be worn down. So this power bolt has a steel cocking piece. It also has an upgraded striker spring. But another good thing about this is that all these parts mesh together so well. Even with this strong striker spring, pulling up the bolt is not a problem at all. When I upgraded the striker spring on my regular KJW bolt, it was such a pain to pull up the bolt handle, and that's something I really didn't like. So this bolt is actually very nice. The only thing I would do with this bolt is obviously switch out the nozzle. Everything else on this bolt is very good, and it might be worth the $100 that it is sold for as an aftermarket part. Now on to the magazine of this gun. The magazine is a 15-round magazine, unlike the KJW's standard short 10-round magazine, but it is not the Tanaka 30-round magazine. A lot of questions that people have asked has been, is the Tanaka and KJW magazines, are they cross-compatible with the G&G magazines? And the answer is definitely not. I'm kind of disappointed by this, but like I've had both guns and I've tried them. The G&G magazine is a lot fatter than the standard KJW and Tanaka magazines. Also, the mag catch system is different, so therefore they're even more not compatible, even if you were to file down the sides of this magazine, which I do not recommend. So those magazines don't work with each other, which is kind of annoying. I would really like to run a long 30-round magazine in this gun, but you know, we'll have to deal with the differences. I'm hoping G&G will make a 30-round magazine, you know, an extended magazine, because I saw on their wood G96 that they were going to release in SHOT Show 2012. I saw that magazine was a long type 30-round magazine, but they never ended up releasing their wood G96, so therefore those magazines are not released yet. Hopefully that will happen eventually, but for now these 15-round magazines will do. These 15-round magazines have upgrade parts as well. They have the G&G upgraded spring underneath this nozzle, or underneath this release valve. The magazines also have the G&G plunger, or the yeah, the striker piece is not there, and there's a little pistol style release valve. This is actually much better for consistency, and it will not wear down like the standard striker piece that is on KJW magazines. As you can see, you're probably wondering what this is. My magazine is tapped for an external air rig. I'm running a Palmer's Pursuit Shop CO2 rig. It's the one that I got when I ordered this, or when I traded my GR25 for this, for another guy. The rig itself is actually a very good rig, but you know, for this gun, which I recommend to everybody who plans to get a gas rifle, I recommend they get an air rig, because it is really important for good performance, since these rifles really suffer from consistency. Getting an air rig will improve consistency by like 70%, I guarantee you. As you can see inside of the hop-up unit, there is the color red. That indicates G&G's upgraded bucking combo that you can usually buy aftermarket if you have the Tanaka style hop-up units. Even though this is upgraded, it's still not very good, and the hop-up is not very consistent, and that is why I'm replacing it with the 2-row VSR conversion kit, which I recommend everybody gets. I will be making a video when all my parts arrive, and so you'll get to see the performance after I upgrade that, which I will assume it's going to be a lot better. Now you might be thinking there's something a little bit particular or weird about my G96, and you're right. That is, the outer barrel is not the original G&G G96 outer barrel. I actually had this replaced with a KJW M700 outer barrel that I refinished. The original G&G G96 outer barrel, I didn't like how fat it was. I'm not sure if that's just me, but I didn't like the thickness. And also it was a lot heavier than this barrel. So it made running around skirmishing a little bit more difficult. When my parts, specifically the inner barrel for my VSR conversion kit, arrive, I'm going to be cutting this down to around 20 inches, just like I had on my previous sniper rifle. So this is basically what it would look like, down to 20 inches. The barrel would be a lot shorter, it would be a lot easier to carry around, and I will get a mock suppressor adapter. I know Spartan Doctrine makes one for around $10. They also make very cheap barrel extensions for around $13. You can pick them up on eHobby Asia. I probably will eventually, but for now it doesn't really like spark me as important. But you know, it's something to get, since if you add foam inside of those mock suppressors, they can actually dampen the sound of your gas rifles a lot. Just like how on the Tokimori Mark 23, the working suppressor is actually just a tube with foam in it, and it actually does work. So another feature of this gun, there is the top rail. Just like the KJW and Tanaka M700s, there are 3 rail segments and the hop-up adjusting wheel right there underneath the scope. Yeah. The mag release isn't a button style mag release, it is a lever type, kind of like on AK-47s and G36s. It's pretty stiff and it works very well. Now this gun does come with a bipod lug adapter at the front. That is if you want to use those quick detach style bipods. I really don't like those kinds of bipods, and I don't like this kind of mount because it's very loose and wiggles back and forth and side to side. It would just make a really unstable platform, and I don't really recommend it. If you want to run a bipod, which I might just for looks, there's a little stud right under here for hairstyle bipods. I sold both of mine, which is kind of unfortunate because I really wish I still had one of my Harris bipods, because they're kind of expensive for just a bipod. Like, you can get anywhere from $30 to $60. So for now, I'm just gonna have no bipod. Now when you first get this rifle, it's gonna be in 2 parts: the upper and lower assemblies, meaning the stock and the barrel receiver action will be in 2 parts. All you have to do is drop them together and then take your Allen keys that they include, the bigger one back here and the smaller one, in the front hole right here, and screw it in. The Allen keys, the Allen screws will be embedded in the stock, and they're not removable unless you remove the outer shell of the stock, which is this plastic shell. So you don't have to worry about those Allen keys going missing. They will, the Allen screws, they will be in there. And all you have to do is drop in the action into the stock and screw down those screws. It doesn't really matter if you use a torque wrench or anything like that. I know depending on how tight the screws are will depend your accuracy in the real steel realm of bolt action rifles, but it really doesn't matter in airsoft, if anybody was wondering. The scope I have on this right now is a replica Leupold Mark 1 scope. Mark 1 as in it has, or actually M1 scope, M1 as in it has these M1 turrets. The M1 turrets are these raised turrets where if you have gloves or something, they have really nice clicks. And it works really nice on this gun. This is the Leupold Mark 4 3.5 to 10 illuminated replica scope. And there's a Butler Creek lens cover on the front. This G&G G96 does in fact come with a 6.04 quote-unquote tight bore inner barrel, but this does not really guarantee accuracy. On these bolt action rifles you really want to go 6.01 to 6.00, even though PDI does make some barrels where they advertise that 6.05 is optimum for accuracy. And also these G&G barrels are just regular brass, not the highest quality. The barrel I have in the mail right now that is coming to me, it will be here by Thursday most likely. It is a 515 millimeter 6.01 barrel. It is made for the Echo 1 M28, and the M28 and the VSR share a common hop-up system, same bucking and everything. So it will be compatible. It'll just be shorter, and that'll be perfect for my 20-inch barrel setup since 515 is just about 20.5 inches. So yeah, keep in mind this gun isn't very accurate for a gas rifle, especially since the consistency sucks and the hop-up unit is very average. You might be wondering, I've been bashing this rifle kind of in this whole review, why you would want to buy this. For $250 on eBay, or even less on some other websites, I've seen it for $200. It's $240 on eBay, I believe, right now. You can't really beat it for a gas rifle. It has over that amount worth of just G&G upgrade parts in it. The power bolt and the steel cocking handle alone are worth around $130 brand new. Not to mention, it has the ICS style stock. It comes with the G&G heavy style barrel, which is another $100 upgrade part. It's just a great platform to work on. In stock form, it really isn't that good at all. A VSR 10 or JG Bar 10, Echo 1 M28, those guns are probably all more accurate than this in their stock form. But for a base rifle, if you guys plan to do upgrades, modifications, this is a perfect gun for you. It needs an air rig, obviously, to solve those consistency issues. It could use a hop-up conversion. I'm almost completely sure the hop-up conversion kit and the new barrel and the new bucking are basically all I'm going to need to do to make this gun shoot awesome. Other than, already having the air rig like I mentioned before. This gun is a little bit heavy, but it's nothing you really can, get by. All these L96 type stocks carry a lot of heft to them. And if you guys are just looking for a great gas rifle, this is perfect. It has the looks, it has the feel, it's got the weight, the realism. And if you're in the market, I recommend this actually, unless you are very new to the game and you don't have much knowledge on these rifles, because yeah, you will need to upgrade them, but it's not that big of a deal. It's actually quite easy, and these guns are very simple. They don't have tons of parts like AEGs or gas blowbacks, so it's not the most challenging. And you always have my videos to look at if you have questions comments, you know, you need me to make a walkthrough on something that you don't know really how to do, I'm available. You know, just send me a message or request or comment, and you know, that video will be up within a day or two of you making that request. So all in all, G&G G96, great base gun for an AICS style gun, especially compared to the Tanaka's $500 AICS. This you just really can't beat. So yeah, this is FatSoftReview, and this is my updated review on the G&G G96. I really hope you guys enjoyed this review, and there's more to come, so subscribe, comment, rate, you know, like, whatever. See you guys.